Welcome, welcome, you beautiful, powerful woman. Welcome to She Exclusive and welcome into your strength and empowerment space. This is your hub for friendship, for growth, and for empowerment. Empowerment to me holds a little different meaning. It means that you're enabling what's inside you that is strength and vibrance and beauty to be unleashed. And you've found the right support, the right connections, the right information, maybe some new knowledge, perhaps some new embedded strategies that just enable you to fly. You've been a successful businesswoman for years. You're maybe still in the throes of it. But maybe sometimes you wonder, is this enough? Is this all I am? Or is this coming to the end of the road? Depending on what phase of life you're in, some of those feelings may be stronger or less prevalent. But 6 years ago for me, I came to a point where after 27 years as an education professional and really quite at the top of my game, I questioned, is this enough? Is this really where I want to be? And perhaps, is this the essence of me anymore? I definitely wasn't aligned with who I know I can be and who I'm going to be in the next 10, 20 years and who I was 6 years ago. And I've been on this journey of growth that is so empowering. And I am so excited to share it with you. And anyone who knows me, they know that I did not start out this way. I was born into and raised into an environment and a society that didn't bring empowerment. It didn't bring beauty or joy. And it most certainly didn't help me align with really understanding who I was as a person. In fact, it was a lot of living for other people, being subservient to others, or perhaps giving of myself too much. And a lot of those habits have been wired into me, and I still have to fight to get rid of them. But in actual fact, what I know is that I was able to move from a life where I most probably should have ended up not doing much, maybe feeling really sad, holding on to a lot of unrealized or undealt with sadness or trauma from stuff that I went through in my youth. And this is not a time to talk in depth about it, but as we get to know one another, we open right up and we share where we've come from. Because what that does is it allows us to, one, identify what we don't want and set our vision for the future. Two, it allows us to really understand where some of our feelings are coming from, acknowledge them, and even appreciate them and be gentle with ourselves through them. Acknowledging the little girl within us that went through those things that we didn't feel joy within. And then enabling them to get left to one side in a beautiful little space of safety and then move into our power and realize the strength of who we can be, who we want to be, and how our lives will impact others to enable us to be the best versions of ourselves. I'm sure there's been many of you, in fact, all of you who are sat here and who are listening this long, have come from a life where you've spent serving others. You've been a mum, you've been an amazing wife, maybe you still are. You've been an amazing employee, maybe a boss to other people. When in your life have you taken the time to circle back in and think, what am I doing for me? What part of serving others do I fit in? And where is my space to thrive and shine? Where can I take energy and opportunity to invest in my power and my strength and my ultimate lotus flower that makes me the person that I was made to be in this community and on this earth? I can tell you now that full actualization and full success doesn't come from a continued hustle or continuing to strive for the next financial or relationship or friendship challenge. No. It starts by reaching down in and finding yourself. When I was a young girl, age 20, I decided that the life I had grown up in was not the one I wanted for my children. It was my children that drove me to the next phase of life, and thank God they did, and love them for it. And then I became this amazing version of myself for my beautiful children, for my husband, for my family, for my job, for my career. And I spent my career giving to others, pouring my heart and soul and my learning and my knowledge onto others. And it fulfilled me no end. Then I came into another phase of my life where I realized that I also had the opportunity now. Children are moving home. They're grown adults now. My career wasn't going in the direction that I had worked for. And I thought, actually, maybe it's time to work for myself and give to myself. And so I did. I moved to Spain. I opened my own business. And the beauty and the joy that is welling up inside of me, the amount that I've learned about myself, about business, about the importance of community, the amount of friends that I've made who are other professional women. I didn't really ever have professional women friends. We kind of just did what we had to do. And then I went back and rushed about the busyness of my life. And I had some friends, but to be honest, in this new phase of my life, I've made the strongest, deepest friendships, the most amazing, empowering women and men in my life who push me to the next level, who say, you've got more, you can do this, you are a beautiful person. And here's something else interesting. I don't look the same as I have done throughout my life. Of course, a little bit, but your body changes, your face changes, your energy levels change. And for years, I've tried to push back into what it was. Oh, spend some more hours at the gym, have more time, making sure you don't get this wrinkle or eat this extra, less. I've come into a place now where I'm so content with myself. Of course, I'm always trying to better myself, and I'm going through the steps that are needed to eat the right food and making sure that I age gracefully and age beautifully through the right exercise, the right foods, the right sleep, but also not allowing myself to stress on being the perfect version of me, as is how I saw it before. Because what is perfect? Perfect is the beautiful you that you are now. And perfect is what is supposed to come from within you. When your energies and your chakras are aligned, when your path is clear and your vision is clear and set, you become the person that you are the best at being. Not the person that other people are expecting you to be, or society tells you should be, or what you believe you have to be for the betterment of your loved ones. And it's wonderful to be those things because we're amazing when we are. But sometimes there's just a little bit more. There's more that you need. Deep inside of you, you feel it and you know it. And if you're still watching this video, you believe it. And you want that deep from within you. Here at She Exclusive, we offer that. We enable that and we facilitate it because I believe it is so important. Now, throughout my journey of change, 3 significant times. 1, moving from my early childhood and realizing that that wasn't the life that I was born to have, and that sadness and trauma was definitely not what I was going to accept. Then the second phase was, unfortunately, my marriage ended, and there was a lot of sadness and a lot of shame and a lot of low spaces of failure, feelings of failure. Like I've let down everything I promised I would do. And I had to, again, go through a journey of change and empowerment and mindset shifting. Then I chose to move to Spain, and I've gone the journey. And it's not been an easy one. Starting again in a new place, in a new country, no friends, not knowing the language, totally ambitious to open a school, open my own business. And it has been hard. So again, continual mindset shiftings. But what got me through it was what I now teach you. I have spent 20 years studying the neuroscience of the changing brain, the learning brain, the motivated brain. And I am now here to take that science and real life experiences and the real life issues that we women face and merge it all into an empowering course or a set of courses that bring the strength that I have found just through some key strategies. And here in this launch video, I'm going to teach you the 3 main ones that have served me so well, time and time again, in those 3 huge pivotal moments, but also in other times, whether it's going from being a stay-at-home mom to go back to work, or reconnecting with family members that you haven't spoken to for a while and ridding yourself of anxiety or trauma or shame or fear or whatever. Just anything that you're going through, anything that you feel is different or you need it to be different, these 3 strategies are going to launch you into the journey of your next new. That's what I like to call it here. We don't really want to do brackets of ages, like, oh, now you're in your old age or middle age. For me, our life is a series of chapters. We have different chapters that tell a different set of stories in our lives. So when you're feeling the need for a big shift or something more or something new, you're turning a chapter. That's all it is. It's another phase. It's another chapter, another stage, whichever word you want to put on it. But it's not a predisposed way you have to be. You can be just as fabulous as you feel you always have been, but just in your own new way, in this chapter's version of fabulous. And here at She Exclusive, I help you unleash that. So let's start with my top 3 brain rewiring strategies. So let's just launch into the 3 key strategies that immediately will get you on your way. And as a brain rewiring specialist, after all my years of research, I can tell you, and through personal experience, that these ones make a difference. So here we